It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, and you can see that we've made a little bit of progress here. You can see that there are now 4 sheets of OSB on the wall. I can tell you that what I did was I set the first one up. The panel, where is it? There we go, that panel right there. I set up, and I just set nails on the far right side and then put a little yellow level on the wall and just kind of gave it a shove until everything was vertical, and then kind of went along. What I did on the bottom was I have everything set to the OSB is hanging about 4 inches below the deck, and so what that's going to do is it's going to give quite a bit of coverage so that the baseboard, not the baseboard, but the treated rim board, that 2x6 foundation that the whole thing is built out of, will be mostly covered, and we'll put siding starting down there at the bottom, I think. And then what I did in order to set them up, I didn't follow what the guys in the video showed, because at the time I had, because our lumber is kind of goofy and wonky, I had a 2x4 running all the way across just to keep the studs space on an even space. If we would have done it a little bit more quickly, if we had not waited so long, the wood wouldn't have warped, and we would have had a better shot of making it go straight. So that would have been a big win there, but it was just out of our hands. We just couldn't get it done that fast for a number of reasons. So for that reason, I I nailed it on the wall. I didn't do it on the floor. What you're going to notice is that there were 2 windows in there, and I just boarded right over them. And that's one of the things in a next video upcoming. I'll show how to do that. This way I think is going to be a little faster, because you really have to do less measuring, I believe. At least I hope so. So what I'm planning on getting up to next is we're going to start working our way around. And some of you have mentioned that that's probably the next thing in your response. I'd appreciate that you sent that in, and that's good. So what I've done is I got this wall kind of set up, and you'll notice I took the braces and I put them on the outside. They're nailed to the outside so that there won't be any interference. A couple things I noticed over here is, first off, there was a hammer over here, so that kind of drives me nuts that somebody had left a hammer out here over winter, and we're still missing one. I had them all numbered. We did have an issue with our overall dimensions, and I'm guessing it probably happened somewhere in these gaps, trying to get these all square. I don't think that we had the base perfectly square, and this stuff really isn't just going to buff out. So what we're going to do is the overall base of this is 16 feet deep, and we've got, you can kind of see there's 4 panels. We got 1, 2, 3, let's see if I'm doing this right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 panels in here. So we got a little bit of an issue, and I'm kind of in the middle of working, fixing this. So what I'm doing is, I don't know how this is going to show up here. We've got a little bit, I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch, a little less than 1/4 inch of overlap. So this wall has got to lay flush. The outside's got to lay flush here. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a circular saw, and I'm running across here, and I kind of went a little bit deep, and I had to pause to get that out of the way. But what I'm doing is, so that I'm just doing this so that we get a straight flush cut right there, is because I'm going to do the same thing over here. The OSB is going to hang over. So that's kind of where we're at. Really isn't there's one other thing I wanted to show here. So I was in the process of nailing the OSB on over here. There's a window back here, and it's hard to see because nothing is really marked. And so I kind of started doing, it's like playing Battleship. If you've ever played Battleship, if you haven't, you should. If you can see in here, there are a number of nails, and so I kind of looked around, and so this panel goes to here. And so what I had done is I just kind of like poked my head around and looked back and kind of eyeballed it, and just started poking nails in here. So it's kind of a swing, and right away you notice it's a miss, and you're like, okay, let's go down a little bit, go down. This one is a hit. So I'm gonna eventually drive that one, but I left these here just standing out so that I can pull them. But when you come around, you'll notice this is where You'll notice that second one, that was really close. It looks like it actually, you know, 1/8 of an inch down, probably would have hit, but it was not. So I'm going to pull those out, and eventually that's going to be part of the process of how I'm going to cut open the windows. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave them. So I'm trying to think, there was something else I wanted to point out that I thought was kind of important, and it's escaping my mind at the moment. So anyway, this is where we're at. We're kind of to the point where I really would like that you guys are here so that we can kind of document this. This is the fun part, and it's too bad that you're just participating with it this way. So hopefully all are well, and I guess I'll ask you to predict, what do you think are going to be next after I get these up. What do you think I should be doing next? Probably the next 2, maybe 3 things I should do. Thanks. Bye.